true fashion, Windows has its bloody update and breaks all your audio. But yes, hello. Welcome in, everyone. Hope you are all doing good. My brain will work in a moment. But yes, hello Gooba, hello Fuji, hello Ronan. It's good to see you all. I'm alright. I had to I was like ready to start and all that, and then like not long before I was gonna go live, my demon dog decided it wants to go outside, and I'm like, okay, he's old, so you gotta give him some time. And then he took his time, so I ended up having to rush. But yeah, I'm good. Oh, good mercy. No, that's not what I wanted. I want not that. I want this. There we go. Oh, I never update OBS. There's no point. It still works, and I haven't updated it in like donkey's years, so I don't bother. VTuber I can't do much about because Steam, and but my Windows itself had an update, and it was one where it was like, oh, it's going to take like an age to do, so set some time aside. And I'm like, okay, but this time I couldn't tell it to go away, so I was like, okay, just do it. 40 minutes later. OBS, yeah, it usually gives you an option between like wait later, skip this update, or you do it now. I just don't do it. It still works okay, so why update? A saxophone. I know it's a saxophone, but still. That's fine, Fuji. Thank you. And good luck with your work. All the luck. Name spelling. F U J I F U J I Fuji Fuji all of the Fuji. Aye. You've got this. Some pebbly pebbles for Gooba. Considering how... hang on. It might be alright. Yeah. I'll do it without the music because you won't hear the fade out. Thank you for the head pats. Those were the plastic pebbles. I think it's like warmer today, I think. A little bit. I do love that everyone seems to like get stuff done at around this time, it seems, because there's literally like zero noise for about 3 hours, and then suddenly everyone's going out in vehicles, reversing, and God knows what else. It's amazing. No problem, Goober. It was nice to see people who hadn't been on in some time, because Valky had been ill. It seems like a fever and God knows what else tied with it, but at least that's gone. I ended up dozing off there, as expected, on a Friday. I was like, I bet I'll last until like 2 or 3 in the morning and then I'll fall asleep, and I did. And then I kind of woke up and then I was like, oh, everyone's like, because there's a dead period, kind of. Wow. Kind of, but not. Hey Rigby, welcome in. I missed you too. It's good to see you. I love how the corrections are always in 3s. I'm doing alright. The usual of a Friday. I tried staying up later into the early mornings of the Saturday, and it kind of well, didn't work. I was too tired. But I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I added a few things. Only a few things. Surprisingly, I forget how expensive things can be in this day and age, but it's all good. Hey, you get to chill. I'm glad. And yeah, I need to dive deep into my settings somewhere to find the unit count for those things. I don't know where they are, but I'm sure there's somewhere. There has to be like a memory, because it keeps track of it. And it goes through me. Yeah, it's probably just hidden somewhere. I'll have to find it. I thought I might be cold though, so I put on my sweatshirt thingy. I might be too warm. It needs to get colder. Steam seems to be having their sales at the moment, which is obviously a dangerous thing. I did grab a thing I wanted to get to play on stream anyway, because it was like 50% off, so I was like, yeah, sure, I want to play that, so I grabbed it. But there's so many more I want to grab, but I have to be wise with my money, so plus I have wilds anyway. I need to just like hunker down on it when I can. Although I do want to get like the new Atelier game when it comes out, but it's like 55 quid, and I'm like, oh, it's so expensive. It looks cool though, even though alchemy is like so. But yeah, I need to redo the redeems again, just so like I don't know, it's more easier for people to just see what they want. It seemed like a nice idea to bung everything together, but not everyone feels the need to type, so I might just change it back to hitting a button. It is warm though, holy. Still in single digits and I still find it warm. But I need to sort things, although I've not had to like, I haven't really been thinking of anything for the past few weeks. Kept being too tired. Or rather, I kept messing up days of sleep, which would, mess up the rest. Sleep is still needed, Ronan. Yippee yippee. That's fine. It is a weekend after all. Hey Tinkle. Yeah, that's kind of like, even though I ended up dozing off, that's kind of where I was waking up again as well. So I was like, oh, I should just go to sleep. And then I woke up at before 10? But then I sort of stayed in bed for a bit longer. Wasn't in the mood to get out straight away. And while that may be true, Goober, I semi-understand how Ronan is now. Redneck Grizzly, thank you for the follow. Thank you kindly. And Melior, the 69 bits. See, I'm lucky I have the bloody feed, because sometimes it does not appear in the chat thing. But thank you for the bits. I wonder why it doesn't show up there though. Maybe it just doesn't like... No, it just didn't show. Sneaky, yeah, but I noticed it, so it's not too sneaky. Oh, it's 3 hours ago, that's why. Okay. Wait, why 3 hours ago? Was he off to bed? Either way, I can still think. Same day. You got way more sleep today. Yay for sleeps. Still a good amount of hours. Mine was like 6 or 7, so now either that's an I or an L. Remember me, they say. You remember I have a memory of a sieve. And it doesn't help it's popped up saying first time. It is the weekend. definitely have a memory of a Civ. So chance things of brief encounters don't work well with me. Unless somehow it was ridiculously memorable. The brain still works like that. Is that a brick? You throwing a brick? I'm going to have a drink because I'm thirsty. It's the biggest smile you can give. You can see their fangs. Well, I guess it would be teeth, regardless. You can see all their teeth. It's great. Plus, there is no plus. There's nothing to add. But, Pickins. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you kindly. I hope you're doing well. I hope the Dre's day is treating you good. Nothing's always going off. Also, if it was that many subs, that would be kind of insane. No, that one's the follow goal, not a subs goal. It said subs. Nothing's weird. Definitely to do with the follows though. Surprisingly, these cables are not that long. Aye, Zig. Give me a moment. apologies for Zig. Yes. Here, chappies. Why are? At least things seem to be behaving so far, which is good, because usually after a major update, something messes up. This is Windows, not anything else. I had a lot of energy yesterday, probably from excitement of it being a Friday. Always is. Saturday is like I've managed to rest for a bit more, longer than normal, so it's the usual of you feel a bit more sleepy, or like you want more, because you've given yourself more. So it's like, oh. Of course you have coffee. That's what I take from that. Coffee. That's fine though. No, it was nice yesterday. I'm glad the like the wooden board spelling thing was nice. Obviously need to like improve coming up with positive things with it, but it was a good first one. Yeah, for the most part, but I was trying to like gear it towards you know, saying something nice about the entirety of within the name, because even if it's a made up name, it doesn't matter, it's still your name. So coming up with in a sense, positive things with the start of each of the letter is nice, I feel. A lot more effort than just simply spelling out a person's name. I should probably put alongside it board spelling with well, it's not really affirmations of either, so I don't want to put that. Maybe I'll just put positive at the end of it, so I know what I mean. I don't know if 5 hours counts as a lot, but it's something at least. I can work with that. 4 or 5 is alright for me. 6 can be okay, but as soon as I start getting like the usual that I guess normal everyone else has of 7, 8 plus hours, it feels kind of draining. Oh, obviously I had a bath today, a good old bubbly bath, which was nice. I made it a bit hotter than usual though, so when I got out, the heart was pumping as if I'd, been running for half an hour or something. So I was like, I just stood there until it like calmed. I don't actually know. There is a gentle way of getting out of a bath. I suppose it would be like when you get out, just sit down for a bit. But I tend not to. I tend to just be like, Oh, okay, time to get out. Stands up, hops out, and yeah, I'm just like, dry, whoosh whoosh whoosh. Hey Neil. It's good to see you. And things have been well. For me. Yeah, I had a nice bath today. So I was just going over that. Plenty of other stuff to do, but that will be like after stream. Lots of sortings out and that. Nice. I have steel-toe capped boots because I work. Hope your chain comes soon though for the bike. Luckily, when I used to ride a bike, it didn't need fixing too often, really. A bit of oil once, but that was about it. What a kind of specific time it's giving. It will become between this time frame. Well, hopefully it does. I'm never usually given time frames for when they send stuff. It's usually like, well, depending on obviously who it comes from. But usually they're just like, it will arrive before 10 PM, and it's like helpful. Yeah. Sooner rather than later tends to help. I need to stop leaning. Tuesday it is. Are you going somewhere on Tuesday? Is that why it's needs to be fixed by then? Yay to that friend then. Being saved. Wait, you snapped it? What did you snap? Did you snap the chain somehow? gave a snap. Look down and the chain had snapped. How? How on earth? Hello, Dom. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well today. Hope the day is treating you good. That is weird. And the fact that it's happened before. It does not like that hill. It sounds like it'd be better if you just walked up the hill with the bike and then just carried on afterwards with the bike. I'm going to bed, grab some breakfast. That's fair. Writing, get the foods, and then have a time writing. I've been well. It's been okay for the week. I was very happy with Friday. It ending the work week always seems to immediately be a yay. I give hugs too, because when people hug me, I must hug. I'll start making that rule now. Hugs. But yeah, it's been okay today. I had a bath and relaxed a bit more, which makes me feel a bit more worn out, just because I'm used to less amount of sleep. But I'm doing well. I need to listen to my intuition more, because it usually guides me when I start becoming a bit too much. I need to remember if I'm feeling a bit weird, I need to listen to that weird feeling and go, okay, I'm just gonna stop what I'm doing. But it's been a long time of properly talking with people, so it is my fault. So bad luck with your bikes right now. First the wire breaks and then a puncture and now the chain. That does sound like quite bad luck, but I hope it's kind of just getting it all out the way, and then hopefully, it's good for a long time, then one can hope. I just need to check my ear, because I'm trying to look after my good ear and it feels weird and I don't know why. Weird. Hey Bree, welcome in, good to see you. Hope you've been doing well. It has been. I also should have had a big drink after my bath, and I didn't. Good to be. It has been? Yeah, it has been. It has been. But yes. Definitely a more calmer day. With surprisingly me having... Maybe I get hyper on Friday. Maybe that's what Fridays are. I'm hyper. Could be. Something like that. The wind. The wind. But, be wary. Be wary of Steam. It is sale times. And as we all know, we can go mental with them. Yeah, they're currently taking place. I think it's the... Did they say it was a spring sale? Let me have a look. What was it again? Yes, it is currently the spring sale on Steam. So it's from now till March 20th. So a gajillion things are on sale once again. But I am behaving. Kind of, yeah. There's at least usually around Christmas time there ends up being like a gajillion sales, because you know, we have Halloween, we have Christmas obviously, and winter sale, and it's just bonkers time. End of year sales basically. But there's usually at least maybe a few months where there's not a sale and you kind of just have to wait. But they do sale so often because it always sells, so it's not a bad thing. I remember waiting on... Ironically, I think it was an Atelier game, might have been Sophie, and I was waiting for it to go on sale, but obviously it's down to the publisher to agree that, and Koei was just like not doing it for years, so I think I waited about 3 years till they actually did a sale on it, and it wasn't even like a very big one. So amusing. exactly as I was going to get out of bed, I tend to like, well, I was going to get up and then someone like came in, not to my room but the house. I heard someone, and I was like, oh, I'm not getting out of bed then. Semp, hello. Oh yeah, I was just gonna call you Sen, wasn't I? Welcome in, Sen. Chooses to not notice the I'm joking part. Oh, okay. Hi, bye. Take care. Oh, good God. I know exactly what that would have been, and I don't know why it's fell, so let me just go check what the hell, why. I have a good look, Rigby. Yes, it was exactly like I thought. Somehow the whole thing is like not properly out. It's like a gate thing. Loud sound from out of nowhere. And you don't know what to play. I'm sure there's a plethora of things. And it doesn't always have to be a game. I don't know how often you read, but there's always reading. So many competitive. I mean, do you like any games that are away from competitive? Because sometimes you can get in the mood to play something that isn't like that. And if you can't decide between the 5, make a spinny thing and play whatever it lands on. Noisy. Oh, it doesn't have to be story based. There are plenty of games that are more focused on their mechanics and gameplay instead. But I get what you mean. Even the horror games do nothing. Well, it can be handy to find something else away from gaming. No problem, Brie. I've resisted the urge to grab a bunch that I've waited for sales on and just gotten one I wanted to do for stream and that's about it, pretty much. So and thank you for the head pats. Wonder what that's like with both. Oh, it just makes it louder. Okay. Luckily, kind of careful now, because usually if I go to say something and then, you know, be friendly and do a head pat thingy, I know some people don't really like. I don't think it's they dislike head pats, it might just be the fact that it's the touching. So I tend to like just be like hello, and that's about it. And then it ends up looking a bit bland. But what's this? What's this? What's this? Plastic pebbles, you say? Pretty please. I like how you managed to keep that with P's, so it just PP. But this, is this what you want? These things? You want the pebbles? Can you hear them? There you go, you went yay, that's all you're getting. I'm joking. I shall do some pebbles though. Those were the pebbles. No problem. Ooh, sounds good. Enjoy your book. And I hope your Neko behaves. Well, you know, it stays in the lap for a long time. does have a cooldown though, because it makes more bubbles the more it is used. So that will take a while to like reset. You know when you know, some people tend to have like googly eyes to put on the model. I'll have to look into that one because it makes me laugh. I put the pebbles over her face. It looks very funny. I'll find where the googly eyes are. I'll add that in. I'll make a note because you know me. Oh. I was just using the pebbles as eyes over an anime face, and it made me laugh. That was all. God, I can't spell. I was right the first way I spelt it, and then I questioned it and I changed it and it was wrong. I should always trust my first answer. There we go. Purple eyes, pebble people. Just because of my one eye. That's weird. He usually doesn't mind. Aye aye. Oh, I was like, I put the makeup brush in the 700 and then I remembered the bristles get worse the more I use them, so that was why I put them there. But yes, I can do makeup brushes. I like that I'm slowly accruing like more random strange items. It's amusing. further makeup brushes. Decided on what to play finally. Your mind worked after waking up, which is always a good thing. How much points should you grow? What wording? For heartbeats it's about 1,000. And thank you for the EVO charge and stretch training. Although I stretched not too long ago, so nothing will click. Plus, it's the weekend. It's highly unlikely that something would click anyway. I'm not lifting anything heavy. Well, not usually. I do. Oh, I do still have a drink. Okay. A bit warm. I don't know why I'm wearing my sweatshirt. Careful with your wording. Simp. Although to be fair, the way that depends how you view yourself, so it is a thing. The reason they're up there though is because well, physically moving this thing, and it makes me very warm for some reason. Thank you for the headpats. I do appreciate. can vary. Initially it started with Fatal Frame, and then I finished that. Then I did Crystar for a bit, and recently I've done Monster Hunter Wilds. So any game really, it's not really a set one. Leloutre, thank you for the follow. Thank you kindly. I hope you're doing well. Hope the day is treating you good. I am well. I had more rest, because I only get so much rest in the weekday, so the weekend is like my only time to properly rest. But it makes me feel like more tired. But I'm doing good. Thank you. Glad you are too. Hours of sleep. Oh boy. I'd have to be completely zonked to be able to sleep that long. I hope it was a good sleep though. Mine was about 6 with a slow get up. So yeah, half the time of yours, but that's not bad for me, as I usually only get 4, which I'm okay with. But this week was a bit bumpy, so I was getting like 2 and 1.5. So yeah. 12 hours is a nice big sleep. You must have needed the rest. Reason. I like them. It can be, but thank you. You need to sleep again. As long as you feel better after the sleep, then that's good. That is what sleep is there for after, or to allow things to process properly and to give your brain some like chill time. A bit loud, sounds about right. Because I can do them further, but the ending part is harder to hear. But noted. Hey, Silenced. come in. It do be a fox. Yes, indeed. I mean, true. The optimal length of sleep is meant to be like, what? 7, 8 hours is optimal, supposedly. It's been a week, you sleep more than 6 or 7. Blimey. You have a lot of sleep. I hope that's not causing you problems. I see. Definitely sure that I don't deal with having too much sugar very well, because I had like 2 cookies yesterday and I was like, I could just feel it in my stomach. I don't have like sugary things too often. So I was like, oh, no more, no more for me. It is amusing though. Like literally down the road from where I work, there is if only silenced. It is kind of you though to say. But it's the same with cakes. I love cakes. Just not too often. I was brought up with, you know, sugary stuff being a treat, so I'm more likely to like eat fruit than I am to eat a snack. I'm more salty. I mean, technically, everyone is salty, especially when they sweat. But, I'm definitely middle ground. I'm not really sugary, I'm not sweet, like super sweet, but I'm not salty either. So, middle ground, there's not really any distinct side. Which sounds about right. Thank you for the head pat spread. I remember the days where I had, well, my first computer was given to me, obviously because I was like a kid, but Windows 95, a good one. Giant, well, bigger monitor, as one would expect, and then like your typical box, your beige box, because things were beige back then for PC stuff. No idea why. It was cool though, it was nice. The size of the screen was like either 15 or a bit smaller than a 15-inch screen. You remember playing the Jumpstart games back then? The Jumpstart games? Jumpstart? While that ponders, I shall do some plowing for bread. some blowing for bread. Well, that's not the bestest thing to say coming in, is it? Also, even if something is better elsewhere, you should still follow a streamer's rules, no? So much for the Neko, but take care, Bree. Get all the goods, and then hopefully you can chill afterwards. Take care, okay? Stay safe. Plus, things can be whatever they want to be for people. Oh, but technically. Hmm. You speak French, but you only listen to English. I mean, whatever ends up working. Many things don't make sense, to be fair. Like, I had it one time where I was watching someone. You can't listen French thing, you can't listen to French thing? It's over popular. I mean, maybe that's just how things go with most French people, perhaps. They tend to like their own, because that's kind of how things can go. People get happy when they can listen to their own language, usually. But yeah, not everyone's the same, so you're allowed to like something else. Because I had it where I was watching someone and they raided into a stream and everything was cute in that, but they raided into like a French only stream, which is fine, but like your community won't be able to talk to them. Not to mention the streamer themselves knew no French. Well, you know, the raiding one. And then to who they were raiding into, they knew no English. So it was like, why did you raid them? But it was funny because you could feel there was like an awkwardness for that raid moment. Do I remember the name of the French streamer? I do not, sorry. I have a memory of a sieve, and it was like so out of the blue. Like at the very least they could say like, oh sorry, I don't really speak English. But yeah, there was just like an awkward tension with the raid, and it made me laugh because you could see that she wanted to like greet the new people coming in, which is nice. But again, how when you can only speak the one? I actually wish I kept up with French. Like, I was learning it when I was in like primary school. So primary school being ages from, what is it, 5 till 11 years of age. Yeah, she did try to say hello. Like everyone knows at least, usually, basic greetings. But yeah. But I did get to learn a bit of French. Not that I remember it anymore. No, not some French. It was donkeys years ago, where they did like the basics of, you know, being able to count, and it was just some basic phrases. Annoyingly, they didn't really carry on with it. And when I got into secondary, so from 11 upwards till, if you stayed on for sixth form, 17, 18 years of age, they make you learn French and German, which is fine, but the teacher I had was very... She got put with the group that was very loud and noisy and didn't want to listen. Very stressful. Yeah, pretty much. Because now and again you'll randomly just... Sometimes I'll just say bonjour to people, which is obviously just hello, but I don't know, I tend to do that from time to time. Don't know why. But I wish I kept up with it. But we just had a not so good teacher. It's quite funny as well. Depending on how stressed I get at work, if I've given up trying to like count things in English, sometimes I end up reverting back to French. So but I'm pretty sure I say it wrongly anyway, because then I have to like say it in English to make sure that I've counted okay, which is weird. Stipple. Okay. Stipple. 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 Stipply stippler. Stipple. Stipple. I shall go with that. Stipple. 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 And after we speak French. Well, half the time, I'd rather say like, what is it? Usually when I'm responding to people, like I don't want to say yes half the time. And this is away from French, but half the time I just want to stick with the Japanese and be like, you know, hi, or hi hi, but even, yes, not we there, oui, but not that. I end up wanting to stick with the Japanese one. But obviously, I work with like, well, some English people with a main mix of European who sort of know English. So if I was saying like, hi, they would probably take it as I'm saying hello, and it's like, no, that's not what I mean. Do I like to say hello in French? Nothing against it. I don't think I really use it though. Oh, unless you mean bonjour. I don't know what type of mood I end up being in. It's not a bad one. I think it's when I give up with English. Even though, you know, it's my main language. But I give up with it. Oh yeah, salut is one. I forget that salut is one. Is the top one? Sorry, is the first one cuckoo? No, cuckoo. No, because it's we. No, there's no I. It's been a while. It's been a long while. An exceedingly long while. I just tend to go with it though. Cuckoo. Hey Toby, welcome in. I do well. It'd be a more relaxed, laid back, there we go, a more laid back day today, because more sleep seems to make me not as awake. And now I think I just get hyper on Fridays, because, you know, happy that the work week is over and I can do things, usually. But I hope you're doing well as well. Hey Ronan, welcome back. And of course with coffee. When do you not have coffee? Rofi. Start calling Ronan Rofi. A mixture of his First name and then fee at the end of coffee. Rofi. Rofi. You don't have sugar for coffee. Oh, you've run out? You've run out of sugar for coffee? No. I'm guessing you don't want a black coffee then. Just woke up and you're gonna take a shower? And 10. I get what you're saying. But understood. Have a nice shower. Enjoy. You need the sugar for the coffee. Ronan, do you have sugar in your coffee? I've already failed to stick with the name I made up. Oh well. Depends. Depends on the type of coffee, I would assume. Ah, okay. So you like, okay. Times where you drink it black with cream. Hey Kate. I'm good, thank you. I have had more sleep, so I'm more like laid back. Oh, thank you for the headpats. Cream and sugar. Here's the thing, if you have to add all these things to coffee, what's the point? Like, I know a lot of people would like to add milk with tea as well, but like, I could easily drink tea black. You do that. Prefer tea with nothing to change the original flavour. Fair enough, that is fair. I mainly just like to drink Earl Grey, so I don't mind either with that. I can have it with milk, but I'm perfectly okay having it with nothing in, just solely the tea. Although I do say, I'm not against having like 2 sugars, but again, I can drink it black, so it's perfectly fine. Yeah, like iced tea and all that. I'm not too big on cold tea, but I can't drink tea when it's first made anyway, because it's too hot for me. I can't drink boiling drinks, it burns my tongue every time. So I have to like, if I have a cup of tea, it's going to be sitting there for about 10-15 minutes before I can even drink it, because it's just too hot. Nothing to do with like my gums or anything, it just literally burns my tongue. So I'm like, well, I'll wait. I shall wait, because why not? I see. Yeah, the cold is to enjoy it, but then when you really want to just relax, you have it hot. It's fair. It's fine. Don't mind. There's times where I want, like, the accent when I am typing out, and then I forget how to bloody get the accent to appear, so I give up and I just write it normally. Yeah, that's true. Oh. The thing is, there are comfy games that generally don't require, like, it sounds familiar. Also, do remember, usually people don't like you bringing up others in another person's stream. But the name seems familiar. Wait, you can't understand him? I've never watched their streams, but I've heard a good plenty of fast speakers in my life. He speaks your language and you don't understand. That's funny. What hope do you guys have if even you can't understand? What luck do we have? I think I've seen like a clip of them when they talk. It reminds me of some rappers where it sounds like a load of gobbledygook is being said, but somehow it's actually words being said. But I tend not to really look at like really large, well-known buggers. I've always been that way. It was the same with like animes. If there was an anime I'd like, yay. If I ended up hearing about an anime that loads were looking forward to, and you know, it's everywhere, it puts me off. I end up not watching it, because it's, you know, It's really weird. With some exceptions though. I haven't watched any in ages. But I did get... The exception with me was like Sword Art, because I watched it before I knew that it was a big thing. And I liked the premise behind it a lot, even if the anime kind of was very meh at points. But I do really like the concept behind it. I think that's interesting, at least. But yeah, like any new modern shows I've like not watched at all. It's been a few years since I've watched anything. I used to watch a lot, so I think I've seen clips of that show, but yeah, I've not watched that. And that's Korean, isn't it? Because it was a manhwa. Not that it matters where it comes from, but still. Cool, that's loud. That's from down there. I don't think it was a manga. And I butcher trying to call the version of the Korean manga. But this is like manhwa, as I try to say it, which is just basically their version of a manga. But yeah. Hey, I may not keep up to date of things though, but I'm aware of what things are at least. I know it wasn't Japanese. The reason you know is because the way it's done. Japan has a very particular way of how they do their anime. And yeah, that's very not like how Japan does their storytelling. I do not know. I don't keep tabs of when episodes come out, obviously. I just keep tabs of like, oh, is this a Japanese thing? Is this Korean? Is this Chinese? Like those sorts of things. That's about it, really. At this point, yeah. I probably do end up finding out little details. But it's not like I actively go out my way to like keep up to date on, you know, what's popular and what people are watching and stuff. It just ends up being like, because I keep tabs on different streams and stuff, people end up talking about animes they watch and other bits and bobs, and so I end up hearing about these things, and sometimes my YouTube will be like recommending things to me, even though like I never watch those things, but meh. Woof. Yeah, I mean, that's true. I know that. Blimey. And while it does listen, I have told mine not to specify what it wants to hear. Because, you know, it's the whole, oh, get ads that are like more relevant to you, and I hate that. I don't need relevant things. I'd rather it suggest random things, and then I'm like one day, ooh, potentially this could be interesting. Not that I care about adverts, but still. Ironically, it's not my phone that does the listening, it's my bloomin' PC. Windows takes note of so much stuff. Because I can end up like mentioning something and then give it a few days, if that, and then suddenly my PC's like bringing stuff up of, oh, by the way, this. And I'm like, not listening, right? Yeah. Like, I don't need help keeping tabs on the things that I know I like. I can do that myself. I'd rather you show me stuff that I'm maybe completely unaware of, and it could be interesting. Ads are fine until they start popping up auto-playing videos and click-jacking me. Yeah. Yeah, that sucks. Autoplay always is an ass. But the things where they like randomly appear when you could be doing something, and then it's like, I didn't hit anything if you go away. Me and my coworker would talk about content I don't browse, and then suddenly it's in my feed. Yeah, they always listen. They say about privacy, but they're always listening. Even if you turn all that rubbish off. It just means that it's not that it's not listening to you. Turning it off just means it at least tries to not like blow it up in your face. So it's done under the table rather than over the table. That's the only difference. It still takes place. It's sadly the day and age we live in. But in the same vein, you can end up tricking it, because you can mention a bunch of stuff and then suddenly it's gonna come up, isn't it? So you can make them think random things and misinformation, as it were. Your voice assistant? Oh, you mean like the AI things to help you and that? Yeah. I mean, the one on my Android I've turned off because it's a pile of ass. But yeah, I have some of the other bits and bobs on, but it's like limited to my phone, so it's very reduced. Of all things that get mentioned, it's a bloody Pixel phone. Google, of all things, but you said pure clean ROM, so understandable with that. But I'm not too fussed anyway, because I tend to like not really talk much. Well, I didn't used to, but now I do this, so maybe I am talking a lot. The most they'll get to hear from me is about my work. That sounds nice, actually. I will say actually, and I've never had this happen before, I had a random phone call from a fish and chippy. It was really weird. Like, clearly they had called the wrong number, but it was just very odd. Yeah. My demon dog is waiting. Goddamn. And they can listen. Well, I mean, they can't. I don't really give consent, but at the very least I can be like, blah. Oh, I know you can hear it. Luckily, I don't get that with my phones. It's exceedingly rare for me to get a phone call from someone. Maybe that's why my phone has a very little use, shall we say. So maybe that's why they don't pick it up. And it's a fairly old number as well. Don't know if that makes a difference, but I'd like to think it does. Like it's just way back in the list. You have to dig for it a bit more. Oh, that's funny with the voicemails. I still haven't set up my voicemails, so whenever people leave me voice messages, well, I can't listen to them. It's not set up, so yeah. You're literally leaving a message for no one. But that's fine. I'm not even on... It probably tells them it's not set up. That'd be cool if it does. Yeah, I barely use mine. Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. I have no reason to set it up either. I barely use my phone. It's not on a contract. It's a pay-as-you-go. And I might, like, give it credit once a year. And that's it. And it's not even like... It's a small amount of money. That's it. If you could remove calling, you would. If it weren't for many years ago, I wouldn't even have a phone, because I just had no need for it. I only ended up getting one because some people wanted to keep in touch with me back then. So yeah, I got a phone. But that was my only reason. Well, that was when I updated to like a smartphone. Prior to that, I had a nice flip phone from Japan. Which was nice because I had like it was basically an old school phone. Obviously not a smartphone. No, it wasn't Motorola. It was Japanese, so it was I don't know the make. Unless the provider is also the maker, in which case it would be Docomo. It wasn't Sony, no. It was a nice phone though. A proper flip phone with physical buttons, tactile I should say. And I had a nice like sheep avatar on my screen every time I opened up, and it had different reactions. It was quite amusing. But that was like my phone for the longest time. And apparently, and this one was funny, even though my SIM was English, if I couldn't pick up the phone, then my phone would, when it would say basically, oh, the person can't pick up, they're not there, it actually said it in Japanese, which was hilarious. I'm like, that must have threw so many people off when you're trying to contact me and I don't pick up, and suddenly you just start hearing like some Japanese person talking. It was quite amusing. I didn't realise until a friend at uni tried calling me, and then they're like, by the way, your phone like ended up talking Japanese to me, and I'm like, what? And they called me, and I obviously didn't answer, and I heard it on their end, and I was like, oh, cool. Little things. You remember your favourite phone was the ones that slid in half and exposed the keyboard? I remember those, yes. Those phones and the flip ones were like the most popular for style and stuff. You forgot the one you had, but it was so fun to use. Because a lot of people were like... And my flip phone had a button on the side, so it was like... It was cool. They're like, I'm calling a random Japanese guy. Yeah, probably. I think that's why I didn't get spam called so much as well, because if they tried, they just had that. And what better way to throw some guy off in India who's only speaking English when they start hearing some Japanese phone, and they're like, oh, because they might panic that it's going to a higher tariff because they're calling, so they stop. Oh yeah, Blackberries did have. Blackberries were more of like the screen and the keyboard were there. You didn't necessarily have to slide it to see the keyboard. They had the actual keyboard, the whole keyboard on it. Those were crazy. Remember when you had to text, pressing 1 to 9 to text? Yes, I like those days. You'd click it several times to get to the, ABCs there. Oh, I want C. Click, click, click. You get the C. You got used to it. It was a good rhythm. The PDA phone. Those were cool though. But the slidey ones were usually to do... Honestly, I can't remember. Maybe it was like Ericsson or something. But there were a fair few that did the slidey. One of your friends could text on a dialer without looking? Damn, that's so slow. That's very slow. You'd hear rapid fire beeps. Wait, beeps on a dialer? Oh, sorry. I'm thinking of something else. I was thinking, you know the old telephones where it's like on a rotary and you've got to like pull it all the way each time for the number that you would need? Yeah, I was thinking of that, sorry. Rotary phones. We're going even further back. Because obviously it was on the rotor thing, so 9, pull it all the way. then you gotta wait for it to go back. Then you do the next number and the next one. Like typing a number would take a little bit because you gotta wait for it to go back. But yeah, that was the wrong thing I was thinking of. But still amusing still. Motorola and rotary phones. We were going over like just like old mobiles and the like, but the rotary phone is what I ended up remembering for like what old telephones used to be like. You will change your keyboard language to much. Did you mean match or much? Much French in my sentence. I'm stretching. Give me a second. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. Thank you, Ronan. I think I need to pour a new drink though. Oh, no, no, I'm still good. Thank you, thank you. You remember the days of playing Warcraft 3 on dial-up and a 30 megabyte patch was a 4-hour affair and the landline couldn't be used? Yeah. Ooh, that was my tongue. Benji, thank you for the follow. Thank you kindly. I hope you're doing well today. Hope it has been good. Yeah, I remember the days of dial-up and God forbid someone try and use the phone while you're using the connection. The good old sound effects as well through going through that. I didn't do much online gaming when dial-up was a thing, but I did use the internet. I mainly played a lot of like single player games. I remember when playing the first Unreal game actually made me feel sick because it was the first time I had seen blood and gore in a game, because if you'd kill in a certain way, you know, the bodies would explode and blood would go everywhere. It was a lot to deal with back then because I was used to, you know, Nintendo-like games. So, yeah. You did MUDs and RP chat rooms. MUDs? RP's obvious, but MUDs? What's MUDs? Was blood from Monolith? Oh blimey, I remember Monolith. Multi-user dungeon. Ah, okay. I see. Yeah, I didn't do much online things. And it was before, you know, parents knew how to properly watch what their kids go on. To be fair, I did access through, there was a kids side of the internet to stop you going on the more questionable sites or anything that it deemed questionable, which half the time was daft because it could just be something like if a site had bad words or something, it wouldn't let you on, and it's like, well, that's a bit stupid. FF14 was good too. I mean, FF was a lot later, than things, but it was good. I never got to play 1.0 because I didn't have a PC back then, but when they did Realm Reborn, I had a PC at that point, so I could play. Also, once I got further into the internet, Gaia Online was your thing for so long. Hey. For many that were there back then, I remember hearing about Gaia Online and a few other ones. What was the other one? Oh god, what was its name? Ultima Online, I think, was another one. Although it might not have been called that, but it definitely had Ultima in the title, I think, if I remember right. Those were interesting. Those were the days of the early internet where it wasn't, you know, full of rubbish. It was just basically like a weird database of things. It was probably the best time to like maybe explore things. Gaia was a dress-up game with forums. I think I remember seeing stuff on it, but I would never have tried it. Yeah, a bit like how Nikki is. You dress up the avatar in that one as well. That'd be the modern day, probably. But like I said, I mainly played like single player stuff. I liked RTSs as well, so I grew up with like Dark Reign and I didn't play Command and Conquer. I just remember playing a Dark Reign a lot, which was made by Activision when they were still a small company. Now look at them, bloated. But it was good times, good times. That and Fade to Black, I played that as well. That was like a third-person sci-fi adventure thing, but imagine the really old-school Resident Evil controls, but imagine trying to do it with mouse and keyboard instead of a controller. It was a pain. You played a lot of Diablo. ARPGs, I don't think I played. I remember, I'll try to go by what I remember. I played Dark Reign. I played Slipstream 5000, which was a futuristic racer. What else has stuck with me? Myst, which is the point and click thing. No, I always saw it, but I never got it. It looked interesting. My childhood was very limited. And no, I didn't play Dungeon Siege, but I played like the comparison, the Theme Hospital and the like. They're similar, right? Remember, I didn't grow up on like gory or dark games. Mine were very friendly and funny. Back then, no. I did not play a lot when I was a kid. I just had like a handful of things, and that was what I was left with. Tries to think of something else I played. Dear God, having to think this far back is insane. I played Theme Hospital, I played Cube Hopper, I played Frogger, I played the Mavis typing thing. I don't think that counts as a game, but still. You had an old friend that hooked you up with everything because we could do LAN parties. Ayy, that's cool. I never had that sort of thing. I was it was just me when I was a kid. I didn't really have any of those things. Hence why I played a lot of single player games. When I was like starting to... Okay, so from like 1 to 4, obviously I don't remember those times really, but I know we lived in like the first house we lived in was like a cul-de-sac, and my sister, who was older than me, we'd go out and well, I would be with her and she'd be hanging out with her friends. As I hit 5, we moved, and the people that I would start to get on with were now too far, so I just ended up like staying indoors all the time. That kind of stayed through secondary as well. First game you played a lot of Zelda was A Link in the Past. A good game. Not a bad game at all. And your first game was Wolfenstein, the OG. I assume you mean the original Wolfenstein. But yeah, that's quite a first game to like be playing. My first game would have been thinking on the SNES, and it would have been like, because there was a handful of games all at once, so it would have been like Twinbee and Battletoads and Rise, the godforsaken worst fighting game ever made. There was a mech shooter that I played, but it was a side scroller, obviously. Really detailed pixel game, but I can't remember what it was called. It was made by Konami though. I'm pretty sure it was made by Konami. Also, I'm saying it in the English manner, but that's fine. Yeah, those would have been my first bunch of games I played. Metal Warriors? Oh god, I'd have to look it up anyway, because the only thing I really remember is not the name, but the how it looked. So if I can find how it looked, I can tell you what it would be. So let me find. Well, I'll search the one you've mentioned first. I don't remember it being red. does look like the right game. So yeah, it might be Metal Warriors. Cybernator. I'll have a look at that one too. But you could be correct, but I remember the box art being green, not red. But again, different box art depending on where you come from, so... Yes! You genius man! Immediately I see the picture and I know that is exactly the way. It was Cybernator. Because green, there's the green. It was that. So, hang on, let's see. Ah, okay. So, Konami published it in America. In the EU, which would be me, Palcom was the one to publish it. Apparently. But apparently it's called Assault Suits Valken, but it's also known as Cybernator. Yes, this is the game I played. Apparently it was the second entry. I never knew. That was the first one I had, but I remember playing that one. You loved mecha games. I didn't get to play it too much, but it was really cool. I liked it. Apparently similar similar games to that one would be Metal Warriors, Front Mission, but that's Square, I thought. Yeah, that's Square. Armored Hunter Gunhound X. What is that? That's way later. Oh, it's a Dojin game. Okay. And then, well, Mobile Suit. No one needs an introduction to Mobile Suit if you're familiar with mecha. Yeah. Oh, hot damn. But that was a game I had as well. But it was a mission to like get to play anything back then when I was a kid, because you know, trying to be allowed to have access to the TV back then, it wasn't common for people to have multiple TVs in a house. You know, you just have the one. That was a good game. Good shout for the mecha games there. Hot damn. Good memory. But yeah, that was among like some of the first games I remember playing. Apparently Cybernator was a prequel to the first game called Target Earth. This game you played that was one of the first was Boulder Dash. That's funny because I yell out Boulder Dash sometimes. Not to give reference to the game, it's just kind of a very old English word to say, like when you're saying God damn it or God damn you or something, you'd be like Boulder Dash. And the same with when you go like a poppycock. It's basically just saying God damn it. And clean. Welcome back, Toby. What a hazardous thing to try and get some diamonds. And who's lobbing these boulders? Suchida. Suchida. There we go. It's very weird though. Konami published the game, but only in America. Meaning they didn't even publish it in their own country, under their own belt. It was someone else. That's a bit odd. Oh, unless it was the bugger's own group. That might make sense. You're just sitting there, and if you dig under, then they fall on your head, and they had basic physics. If they fall on another boulder, then it will slide off it and fall more. I mean, boulders can stack, but fair enough. They were taking them as literal round spheres, falling and rolling. That's so tiny. I mean, games back then were actually difficult, so I can believe it. Oh my god, someone has gameplay from last year for Cybernator. That's insane. That's actually insane. That was right. It came in like a silver box and then had box art and everything. Oh, the memories and the instruction booklet. Yeah, this is the PAL version. Ayy. I'm surprised, it's being sold for like 15 quid. I don't know if I still have mine. I wonder. That's cool though. Glorious. Amazing. That's true, there wasn't much to them, so you make it difficult. You have your headset and you can hear your sister sing. I mean, can she sing? Or is it all like off key? Regardless of if it's off key or on point, singing helps. Especially if you like get too overly stressed and stuff. Singing is nice to do. Helps the soul. But games are also difficult. Woof. You can't sing, but it's fun when you're alone in your car. Fair enough. I was singing at work the other day. There's people near me, but I don't care. I've worked there long enough that I have learned to not care. So I sing. She can sing, but not that loud when everyone is in the house. I see. Well, if it's not too long, I think you should all just like be okay. Let her do her thing. I used to be able to sing quite well, actually, and I still can, but only like a very particular type. Because my voice now it used to be able to do really high notes, but sadly my male half kicked in and removed my ability to sing high. So now it's more of just like bits and pieces. Surprisingly, I can sing some Disney songs, okay. Which I found kind of funny. Oh, this game. The game I didn't get to play much. Oh, it's good to see though. It's good to know. What is that? I think when you're in a family with like a large amount of brothers and sisters, blah blah blah. I blame Demon for barking. When you have a large amount of family members, I think it's kind of normal to lose it and go have a lot of chaos. It's if they're all doing it at once, I think. And Tony Star, thank you for the follow. Thank you kindly. I hope you're doing well. I hope your day is treating you good. That was my hand. That's not Stark, Star. And hey cat, welcome in. You hear nothing in the house, but when you're outside, it's an other thing. Oh my word. And you're half dead. It's 'cause no one's home, so I need to look after the doggos. No, Star, you know, Hoshi. Why would I use the Japanese? Shining brightly, a star, you know? That one. The sun. Goodness gracious. But, I get that way with my hearing. Like, my left... It's why I keep speaking into this one so much. My left is kind of very diminished. And when I'm at work, because of all the loud sounds, when I come back home, I can barely hear anything. Like I'm doing the ASMR, and half the stuff I can't even hear that I'm doing. Like, I usually have to look at the sound levels to know that they're being received. On days where I'm not at work, it's okay. But yeah, it's harder on the days where I am and I come back home to do this. Oh my mercy. Woof. Give me a moment. I need to... He probably wants to go out. Either that, or he's wanting them to be home, which I can't do anything about. You definitely didn't fall asleep and now just waking up again. I mean, how could anyone fall asleep? They're in here. Ah ha ha ha. Oh my, that went weird. It's fine though. Plus, I never know with ASMR what to do, but I think it's okay to have a mix of just like talking and then having a segment where I might do random sounds. Because half the time people don't seem to mind hearing my voice. Oh my word. Okay, I'm just gonna see what he needs. He is an old man after all, and my brother. So I will go see what he needs. Yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back. Such madness. There's a box. He went out. He seems okay. I like how if I view these things through OBS, it's like broken. And it's the same with Twitch itself. However, if I go through my other program, it actually puts them all together. So I just have like this really long cat. And it looks very funny. Why are they broken? No. Stop deforming the cat. Actually, has anyone mixed them up before? As in like, it has the white head, but the body of another one, and the backside of another. Can it work like that, or no? I don't see why it couldn't. It looks the same. A cat with like loads of different ones. Like different colours. Ah, okay. Cat bus. It is very amusing though. Oh. But yeah, if people are gone for like too much longer, I'm gonna have to like make sure I deal with the doggos, because else that's been too long to basically leave them on their own. Which is, it's fine with my old bro, but the new one can't be trusted, so he has to be in his pen, and I don't want to leave him in there for an excessively long time. It's not fair. So yeah. Is there two colours on the white cat? I think the belly part of the white cat might just be shading, perhaps. Just so it doesn't look like a white tube. Or it could just be the belly. I think it's just shading. Yeah, it looks like shading. So technically it has two tones, but yeah. You only see white. You don't see the shading at the bottom of it. Oh, I wonder if it mingles in with dark mode. I don't know how it looks in dark mode, so maybe that's it. Anyway, it's been a while. Those were some ear cuppings. Thank you, Toby. I always play like it's a fishing game with them. I'm trying to keep them in a particular area on the sound. Yeah, I thought I'd do the majority with them and then at least do a couple of normal ones, just so they're there. Wasn't bad though, was it? Back on, whoa. because they have little like scoops. So weird. I don't even know what that could sound like. Definitely different from the other brushes though. Not that I would ever do it, because obviously that's for the more when you have those wonderful ear-licking streams. I'd never do it. On this stream at least, because I know people find that uncomfortable. But like, when I think about how they go about doing it, I feel like they don't. Either they go right near it and just lick something near it, or I mean, they can't actually do it, but I feel some do, and it's just like, oh dear. Nothing wrong with it though. There's some where it can be kind of sensual, but in a good way. But then there's those who just seem to be like they're devouring their favourite meal or something. And it's just like, oh my god, what are you doing to that poor microphone? It's quite funny. But I know a lot of people are usually like, that's not for me. The joys of like ASMR though is generally you can kind of do what you like, because many, there you go, find different things like pleasant to hear, or just something that works for them. You return with a snack but no coffee. You have so much coffee. You must be well supplied with coffee to like, I say not to run out, but you've only had 2 cups today. And how big are your cups? Or I assume mugs. Like, do you have a large mug? Because I have like my normal everyday cup, which is technically a mug, but meh. It's normal sized, like, it's normal. But then I have like this very big mug that I usually have hot chocolates in, and it's massive because like it goes out in an oval shape thingy, so it's just like whoosh. If anyone remembers, you think it's normal? That'd be one of the few things that is normal. Be right back, go eat. Go enjoy foodie foods. Enjoy all the lovely nom noms. Yes, enjoy food, Toby. I wonder if coffee would do anything to me. I'm kind of normal in the sense of like I don't have to take any medication for things or imbalances in the body, so I'd assume coffee would work with me. Actually, if it's anything like what my Alka-Pop drinks do, because they have a bit of caffeine in them, then it would mean I'd have a fairly quick rush of energy, but then once it's gone, I just feel like tired. I should try it on stream. I know I'm not going to get hyper, I know that for sure. Plus, one coffee might not do anything. The one thing I will guarantee, because it happens with any drink that isn't my squash, is it will go through me really quickly. So I will probably end up needing to go to the loo. But, live reactions is all I seek. How would you like me to, like, try my first coffee? What would you recommend for someone who is trying coffee for the first time? Like, how to have it. Everyone's different, I know. But, do I enjoy bitter or more sweet and smooth? Let's see. If I go by my savoury snacks, I tend to like a bit of sweetness with them. Like, it's okay to have it be... I don't mind a bit of bitter, but I don't like proper bitter. So I might lean more towards sweet and smooth, but I wouldn't say I have a sweet tooth or anything. Because it's like, if you take Earl Grey, I'm fine with having like milk and sugar in that, but I can also drink it black because its flavour that it has works. A splash of milk or cream and a bit of sugar. Okie dokie. I won't be one of those where it's like, you know, put in 20 sugars. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I'd have to buy some coffee then. I'll find some nice coffee. How it's roasted, what its flavour. Flavoured with. This is the thing with coffee. There's just so many different things. There's a lot of things with coffee. Like, there's things with tea as well. Because obviously the freshness of the leaves do matter. And then like how well they can be released when you make your tea. So different things, but yeah. I seep my tea. Seep? What, as in, oh, that. A tiny bit, not too long, else you ruin it. I let it get its flavours out, but then I'll like squish the living daylights out of it once it's ready. Unless you actually meant sip. But I presume you meant seep. You mean seep? You just put the word again. Okay. Just to clarify, seep is like, you know, you're leaving it in there and it'll, so the flavour can come out, right? I'm not misinterpreting, am I? The joys of where I... yeah. I definitely have to do it on like... yeah, so that is what I was thinking of. Yeah, that's fine. It says in hot water. That's if you're gonna... I mean, technically, yes, it's in the hot water by that point, but effectively it will just be in the cup, the mug already, and then you pour hot water in, and it does its thing. You gotta leave it like a tiny bit, not too long, else, you know, you're, if you leave it too long, it ends up being like meh for some reason. So you find like a good time frame, and then yeah, you take it out, you squish the living daylights out of it to get the rest of the flavour, and then out it comes. But it will have to be a Friday or a today for me to try coffee, because I don't trust the weekday. If I end up not being able to rest for a bit. Also, by the time... that's why I said I'd try Friday. Actually, Friday makes sense because I'm usually knackered by that point. So, the coffee will like... I assume it's just going to give me like a massive boost of energy for a bit. And then it'll wear off and I'll just feel like really tired. But remember, I can't drink hot things right away. I'll make the coffee, but it will have to sit there for like 10 minutes or so before I can drink it. It'll be too hot for me. the same way. That way you keep drinking it to negate the stupid bloody feeling tired feeling. I couldn't even do that. It will just, I'll try to sip it and my lips will be like, oh no, that's boiling. Like, I'll just wait. Give it some time and then I'm like, yay, I can drink it now. On a separate note, I know we've been talking about tea and coffee, but it's kind of amusing with games now, because it's good that I don't buy every game under the sun like I've been doing for years, but at the same time, it's like if I get something to play, it's mainly gonna be something that I play on stream. There are a bunch I want though, but they're like, even on sale, getting them together would be like, ugh. Even though I do have the money, but it doesn't matter. I need to save. More important things. Old habits die hard. But that's fine. I think it will be beneficial anyway, because what is it? It shows what people usually buy, as in like how many in a year they will buy, and it's like barely even 10 different games in a year. And then you'll see mine and it's like, you got 73 games this year, and I'm like, okay, it went down a bit, because the year before it was like 100 and something. This was before I was streaming, so yes, I spent my money on trying to play games that, you know, would tide me over. I did play them all, to be fair, but again, if you have a massive amount of time to play games, you go through them pretty quickly. Luckily, streaming as well as work eats up like most of my time, so this is good. It's helping me not to spend stupidly. Instead, I save and I spend the money on the things that I really need, which so far has been things for stream, and things for friends, because, well, I say friends, but friend, but that's fine, because that was warranted, and it's not really a habit, so it's okay. Otherwise, it's like the odd game here and there. I'm trying to make Wilds be like my main game. What else was there? Oh yeah, I did. What I ended up grabbing was Kana though, because I played that on the PlayStation and it was quite fun. And I think it'd be a nice game to play on stream. I was just waiting for it to be on sale, and it was like a lot cheaper, so I was like, sure, cool. Why can't you type? What are you doing? Oh, because you put they do. That they do. Oh, that's what you meant. Okay. I can't type. I clearly need more coffee. No. Honestly. No sadness, I don't mean anything by it. I'd never stop. Just as long as it's like not affecting you and your health, then it's okay. I'll be fine. Probably. The typical, it ain't over till the fat lady sings. I'm waiting for where that analogy ends up supposedly probably being like rude or something. It's like, no. Very good opera ladies are very big, so yes, the fat lady sings. It's an old term, which, like anything old nowadays, seems to be offensive, but nonsense. Being fat isn't inherently meant as a bad thing. It's how you mean it. That just means that the big lady is the one to end it all. It's like at my work, actually. It was a sign of wealth at one point. Yeah, true. It's the same as like how words change their meaning as time goes along. Like, if you were to take the word gay, back then, way back then, it used to mean strange or odd, that sort of thing. That's why there's a thing where it's like something in the gay dragon, and it's just basically saying the strange dragon. It's just a way to say a word, but now obviously it means an entirely different thing. Oh. I was going to end up saying something else and I forgot. As I do in my fashion. Go to sleep. I'm sure profusely like tapping away isn't the way to get someone to relax. The odd bits, with the odd other bits of tapping. pasta. Glorious pasta. I approve, Toby. I approve. Do you have anything with the pasta? Or is it just pasta with some sauce? And maybe a bit of bread. You know, good bread. Oh. I had a phone call. I never heard my phone go off. Oh dear. Okay. I'll go for like 10 more minutes and then I'll have to probably stop because I need to sort out my doggos and see what's going on. Some Alfredo sauce and meatballs. Oh, very nice. Sounds good. Do enjoy. It has definitely been a more laid back Saturday though, for a streaming day at least. So yeah, that's not always a bad thing, especially if like maybe people have been having a hectic week. Follows that one. And ironically, because I was lurking on people's streams last night, obviously they ended up raiding out and stuff. One of the people it was on was another Nine Fox, which was interesting, and I said that in a really weird way. A nine-tailed fox. Not that you could see, well, the tails, but even so, it was insinuated. And I'm like, oh, so there are others. But I understand why someone potentially might not want to show they have 9 tails. It can be a lot for the PC. Because they are all individually animated. And then there's whatever's gone into my actual model with my elasticy chest, it seems. But probably stop here for tonight. It was amusing because, again, the person that I ended up seeing, it was like they had been streaming for about 14 hours, and I'm like, holy hell, what on earth? But it was their subathon, so I was like, that'd be why then. That'd be why. Yeah, and one's been locked up for a long time, so I best deal. I shall find someone to raid though. I'm glad, Ronan. Always glad to have you here. We shall go to Itchy Itch. Just checking everyone that's on first. Slowly and steady is how I like it. We shall make it. One day. But yes. Thank you all for stopping by. There is the raid message. Thank you, Raynon. Ignore that. Ignore what? Okay. But thank you for the follows and the bits. And oh, it's a double raid. Hold your horses, you buggers. Hold. Did she just get raided? For some reason, when people see a... Oh no, some are just... Sod it. It can be another raid. A raid after a raid. That's how things gloriously go, right? But do take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll be back on Tuesday with something. But until then, take care. Bye bye. Bye bye.